Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, we all know that TCS has announced its TCS digital hiring for 2022 batch student. Guys, this particular hiring is only for the TCS premium colleges. So as if you haven't got the update till now, you will get the update soon by your TNP department. This particular hiring will take place in the first week of August. So guys, for this particular hiring, I have made this video series. This is the first part of this video series, but I will be posting more such videos. Around 5 to 6 videos will be posted. In every video, I will be discussing one coding question which have been previously asked in TCS for this particular hiring. So just make sure that you follow all the videos so that you can get to know the type of the questions which are getting asked. And guys, one more thing is that in this particular hiring, there are no DSA questions, the DSA coding questions asked, like data structures like linked list, stack queues are not asked. The coding questions are simply logical based coding questions. So make sure that you follow this channel and join my Telegram group also, because I post regular updates on different companies which are hiring, as well as the questions which are getting asked in them. Guys, yesterday only I have posted a video that in which I have discussed the opportunities for getting placed into TCS for both data profile as well as the ninja profile. If you haven't watched that video till now, I will give you the link in the description box. Make sure that you watch that video. So guys, now let's start this video, and before starting the video, please hit the like button as well as subscribe button for this channel, and do not forget to join my Telegram group also. Okay, so guys, as per my experience, the level of the questions which are asked in this particular hiring is slightly on the average side. In this video, the question I will be discussing is slightly on the easy side, but guys, I will keep increasing the level as more and more videos are published. So guys, so that you can get to practice all kind of level that are asked in the TCS hiring. So let's just start with this video, and first I will be reading the question and then I will be writing the step-by-step code for the same. So make sure that you watch this video till the end. Okay, so the question here is, we are given a square matrix. Calculate the absolute difference between the sums of its diagonals. Again, I said that it's a easy question. It is an easy question for many of you, but there are few students who find it difficult. So for them, see, what's a square matrix? Square matrix is that matrix which has equal number of rows and equal number of columns. Now, what we have to do, we have to calculate the absolute difference between the sum of its diagonal. So there are total two diagonals which are present in square. We know that one is moving from left to right, that is from, this is 159 is one diagonal, and second diagonal is from right to left, that is 359. So first we have to calculate the sum of the left diagonal, then we have to calculate the sum of the right diagonal, and then we have to find the absolute difference of these two sums. So I hope this thing is clear to you. So this is an input matrix that is given to us. So the left to right diagonal, that is 1 plus 5 plus 9 is sum is equivalent to 15. The right to left diagonal, that is 359, its sum is equivalent to 17. Now absolute difference will be 15 minus 17, or you can say 17 minus 15, that doesn't matter because we are taking the absolute value. So absolute value will be 2. So for this particular matrix, the answer will be 2. Now let's see another sample test case. Okay, so again, first we have to enter the number of rows and columns we want. So 3, we know that it is a square matrix. So then we have to enter the matrix, that is 11, 2, 4, 4, 5, 6, 10, 8, minus 12. Now we have to calculate the absolute difference between the left diagonal and right diagonal. So here the 11, 5 and minus 12 is the left diagonal, and here 4, 5 and 10 is the left diagonal. So we will calculate the sum and we will find the absolute difference, and we will simply print the answer. For this particular input, our output should be 15. So guys, I hope the question is clear to you. I said it earlier also that it is slightly on the easier side. So now let's just code for the same. Okay, so guys, for the coding part, I am using C++ language, but you are free to use any particular language. You can use Python as well as Java as well as any other language. So you are free to use any language, but personally I am using C++. So first of all, for this particular question, what we have to take n as input, that is how many number of rows and how many columns we want. So first of all, we will take int n, and we will simply do C in n. Now what we will do, see, now we have to take matrix as input. So in TCS, you have to write all the base code on your own. So you have to take all the inputs and you have to give the output. So now what we have to take all the matrix as input. So we know that it's a 3 cross 3 matrix, or you can say it's an n cross n matrix. So first we'll declare a matrix of which will have n rows and which will have n columns. Now what we'll do, we'll simply use two loops for taking input in matrix. So I is equal to 0, I less than n, because we know that indexing in matrix as well as in array starts from 0. So outer loop will be for rows and inner loop will be for taking columns as input. So int j is equivalent to 0, j less than n, and j plus plus. Okay, now we will simply do cn arr of ij. So I hope by these two loops we have taken the input of the matrix. Now the real thing starts. We have to take the sum of right diagonal and we have to take the sum of left diagonal. So let's just declare these two variables. So int sum L, that is sum of left diagonal, will be initialized with 0. Sum of right diagonal will be again initialized with 0. So let me just, okay, so sum R is equivalent to 0. Now first let's just calculate the sum of left diagonal. Now the thing here to note is that from where the left diagonal is starting and from where at which point left diagonal is ending. So let's just take this example. See, let's just say stick to the indexes. So we know that the left diagonal is starting from 0, 0 index and is ending from at 2, 2 index for this particular example. So here 0, 0 is 1, 1, 1 is 5 and 2, 2 is 9. So it is starting from I is equal to 0, j is equal to 0 and it is ending at I is equal to n minus 1 and j is equal to n minus 1. So I hope this thing is clear to you. So int I is equal to 0, int j is equal to 0. Now see, we have to iterate through the left diagonal. So what we using, we can use for loop or we have to use the looping concept. So for this I am using while loop. You can use for loop also. So till when, what is the breaking condition of this while loop? So while I is equivalent to n and j is equivalent to n. So initially I is equivalent to 0, j is equivalent to 0. So while I is equivalent to n, the breaking condition will be while I is not equivalent to n and j is not equivalent to n, because we have to end the loop when we are reaching at this last point, and this last point is here 2, 2, but it's a 3 cross 3 matrix. So in that reference it will be n minus 1. So when I is equivalent not equivalent to n and j is not equivalent to n. So what we'll do, we'll simply do sum of L plus is equivalent to ARR of ij. Now this particular when we are doing in starting, so it means that we are adding ARR of 0, 0 in sum L, that is left diagonal sum. Now the roll of this 1 is over. Now we have to move to 5. So the index of 5 is 1, 1, 1. So how we reach there? We will simply do I plus plus, because I was initially 0, and we'll do j plus plus because j was also initially 0. Now once again when this while loop will run, I will be 1 and j will be 1. So again the this particular ARR of 1, 1 will be added in sum of L, and similarly this entire loop will run till both the things, that is I does not becomes equal to n and j also not becomes equivalent to n. So we have calculated sum of L. So we have calculated sum of L, and now we have to calculate sum of R. So let's just again initialize I and j values. So when is from where right diagonal is starting? So right diagonal is starting from a position, you can say right diagonal is starting from the position 0, n minus 1. 0, n minus 1, because see the index of 3 is 2 and the value of the number of columns is 3. So with respect to that, this particular number is at 0, n minus 1 index. So our I value, again our I value will be initialized to 0 and our j value will be initialized to n minus 1. Now what we'll do, while we are iterating the right diagonal, we will do I plus plus. See, after 3 we will go into 5. So for going to 5, the index of 5 will be, what will the index of 5 here? Index of 5 is 1, n minus 2. Then after this we will move into 9. What is the index of 9? It will be 2, you can say n minus 3 or n minus 3, or you can say n is here 3 only, so 2, 0. So I hope this thing is clear to you. While we are moving downwards, our I is increasing by 1 but our j is decreasing by 1. So this is the main difference when we are taking left sum or when we are taking right sum. So again we will use a condition while our I is not equivalent to n, I is not equivalent to n and our j is greater than or equivalent to 0, because once we move again one step down, then our j will become minus 1. So that we do not want. So still our j is greater than or equivalent to 0. So while this condition is true, what we'll do, will simply repeat the above steps with slight alterations. Okay. Control Z, Control C, and we'll simply do Control V. So here it will be sum of R plus is equal to ARR of ij, and while we are moving down, our I will become I plus plus and j will become j minus minus. So, and in the end of these two while loops, we have sum L also, we have sum R also. Now we have to print the absolute difference. So we will simply use the inbuilt function, and for using this inbuilt function, we will have to include this particular library, that is bit/stdc++.h. We can use inbuilt libraries in coding exams. So ABS of sum of L minus sum of R. So guys, this was the entire code. I hope the code is clear to you. Now I will be testing it on the inputs that we have seen in the question. So let me just copy paste the inputs here. Okay, so guys, I have copy pasted the input. Now let's just run it and just pray that there are no syntax error or any logical error. So our answer should come out to be 2 for in this case. So it is coming out to be 2. So guys, this code is running perfectly fine. It will pass all the test cases you will be given. So I hope you liked the video and you understood the concept. Make sure that you subscribe the channel because more such videos will be posted, and join my Telegram group also. Thank you for watching this video.